Have you ever lain awake at midnight wondering what gentle truths might wait just beyond our fears of the unknown, where the end of life reveals not darkness, but the softest light imaginable? Imagine a mind-blowing insight. Those who've briefly stepped across the threshold return not terrified, but transformed by soothing night insights that replace dread with profound peace. Welcome to Soothing Night Insights, the most relaxing near-death experience. Facts to fall asleep. Tonight, we'll explore those calming revelations, easing you gently toward restful dreams. If these midnight whispers comfort you, hit subscribe on our channel for more nightly serenity. Let's begin with the light that whispers your name. Come settle close and picture this softest light that ever whispered your name, appearing not with blaze but like a quiet candle in a midnight window, warm and deeply personal. I've heard stories from people like Sarah, a librarian who flatlined during routine surgery. She told her book club friends later, "This light came so gentle, whispering my name inside like someone who'd been waiting patiently forever." It felt alive, knowing her completely. Every late-night read, every quiet worry about growing old alone. You know that feeling when a porch light stays on for you coming home late. Imagine it wrapping your whole being tenderly. Another man, Luis, a mechanic with calloused hands, shared after his crash. "The light spoke soft like my dad used to say, 'Come in from the cold, son.' No rush or pressure, just pure invitation." Researchers like Dr. Moody gathered thousands of these accounts. Many described this personal glow not as hallucination, but something profoundly real and comforting. Think of your own long days, work stress, family worries, fading completely in that whisper. A child named Ava drew it after her fever scare. "Light said my name nice and quiet like Grandma's bedtime voice." The softness touches everything deeply, easing hidden fears, filling with quiet hope. One survivor, a baker named Tom, said, "It called without words, promising rest I'd needed for years." Pure tenderness, nothing more. As night deepens around you, let that image settle, a soft light whispering your name gently. Feel its warmth now, easing you deeper. Listen quietly. Have you ever sensed a presence that knows every hidden part of you yet loves you completely, like the safest place your heart has always remembered? That's the soothing insight many carry back, a knowing that feels like true home. Take George, an old fisherman who coded on his boat one foggy morning. He woke telling his son this presence was there, knowing every storm I'd weathered alone, every regret about time away from family, but holding me with kindness anyway. No stern gaze or judgment, just pure, gentle acceptance. Dr. Van Lommel studied thousands of cases. Most feel this deeply understanding presence, changing fear into comfort. Relatable, right? Like that rare friend who sees your mess and stays close. A young teacher, Clara, after her reaction left her briefly gone, shared with parents, softly. It knew my exhaustion from marking papers late into nights, my guilt over short patience with struggling kids, but whispered inside, "You've touched lives more than you realize." Kids feel it with pure trust. Little Max told his dad, a knowing, light person, understood my bad dreams and said it's okay to be scared sometimes. The connection heals quietly and deeply. One mother felt it say gently, "Your love for your children shines eternally bright." No doctrine pushed, it's universal and personal. As night hush falls, imagine that presence near you now. Breathe it in slowly, let it soothe unspoken hurts completely. Folks return changed profoundly, opening hearts more, forgiving themselves gently. Like they call old friends without waiting, drop carried shame naturally. So relax completely, know a presence waits patiently, seeing you fully with endless tenderness. All right, feel those waves of love so deep they wash away every worry gently, soaking you in acceptance that leaves nothing lacking or alone in the night. Sarah, a gardener who nearly drowned checking irrigation at dusk, recounted softly to her family around the dinner table. This love rolled in gentle and complete, warmer than summer soil after rain, saying you're enough exactly as you are, every root and bloom. No earning or proving required, freely given without condition. Experts like Dr. Long analyze thousands of accounts. Most feel this infinite affection reshaping daily life beautifully. A grandfather, Henry, post-heart scare, said to his grandkids with shining eyes, "Kids, it was love mending every regret in seconds, made missed bedtimes seem small in light of forever." Think of your own insecurities vanishing completely in that wave. Even busy professionals yield gently. A manager named Alex admitted quietly to his team that love knew my sharp emails and long hours, embraced tighter anyway. Kids sense it with pure truth. Young Lily beamed to her mother. It felt like ocean hugs saying forever mine, no mad ever. It lingers beautifully, growing everyday empathy. One woman, a nurse working long shifts, shared softly with colleagues, "I hold patients' hands longer now because that love's meant for everyone completely." No barriers remain, just complete oneness. As midnight hush deepens, let that wave approach slowly. Feel deep love holding you close and safe. It's always there gently, steady and complete. Imagine floating gently above the body's quiet storm, watching from calm while earthly chaos stays far below, like viewing rain from inside a warm, dry room at night. Jake, a runner who collapsed mid-marathon from sudden dehydration, said softly to friends during recovery visits, "I rose up slowly, seeing medics below working frantically, but felt only perfect peace, like drifting on still lake under moonlight." No panic or fear, pure, gentle detachment. Studies from research foundations note over half report this beautiful out-of-body calm, verifying details impossible otherwise from ground level. A grandmother, Rose, during her procedure, shared with family afterward, hovered above gently, hearing surgeons chat weekend plans, serene as floating in my old porch hammock on summer evenings. Relatable to zoning out when exhausted, amplified completely to bliss. Even crisis fades beautifully. Accident survivor Kim said quietly, "Above the wreckage and sirens I floated unbothered completely, wrapped in deepest quiet. Kids call it fun and safe." Boy Scout Danny told friends excitedly, "Flew like eagle over hospital, happy light everywhere, no hurts at all." It hints consciousness beyond body gently, easing fears of endings. A researcher who experienced it personally said softly that calm proved we're eternal light beneath. As midnight deepens, picture floating now gently, above daily storms completely, in deep calm. Let it lift you softly to rest. Think of reuniting with beloved pets waiting with bright eyes and joyful greetings, young and full of life, ready for the love you've missed every single day. Mary, who'd grieved her spaniel Rusty deeply for years after his passing, slipped away briefly in hospital and felt familiar paws gently on her chest. "It was Rusty completely," she told her nurse tearfully but smiling, bounding like a puppy again. No grey muzzle, no limp from old age, tail wagging wildly with that same enthusiastic love. He licked her face tenderly with that familiar enthusiastic warmth, buried his nose in her hand like old walks together. Mary breathed in his scent she'd missed so profoundly, felt every lonely evening without him heal completely in that playful, loving welcome. A boy named Tim met his hamster running happily in golden wheels. After his bad fall left him briefly gone. He squeaked happy and let me hold him again. Tim giggled to parents wide-eyed. No cage needed, just running free. Guilt from once forgetting water vanished gently in tiny trusting eyes looking up. Even horses appear with familiar warmth. One woman felt warm breath on her neck softly, strong, gentle nudge from mare lost long ago. She communicated thanks for good life together. She whispered to her riding friends. Children see it with pure innocent joy. Little Emma drew heaven full of every pet lost. Goldfish swimming crystal streams happily, Bunny thumping joyfully toward her. They all came running fast, she told Mom excitedly. Said missed my hugs every day. Research gently shows hundreds of these beautiful accounts. Pets radiate unconditional love completely, guiding further or back with familiar devotion. No words ever needed. Heart-to-heart connection, pure and perfect. As midnight quiets completely, think of animals you've loved deeply, their trusting eyes, soft fur against skin, quiet companionship through hard days. Picture them waiting patiently, ready with enthusiastic greeting, full of joy. Feel their gentle presence watching over your sleep tonight. Imagine the moment loved ones who've gone ahead wait for you, their familiar faces lighting up with recognition, arms opening wide in a welcome that feels like every homecoming you've ever longed for. When retired nurse Helen reached the light after her quiet heart event in the garden she loved tending, her husband, who'd left suddenly 20 years earlier, stood there first, looking exactly as he did on their last happy morning together. Shirt sleeves rolled up from fixing the fence, that gentle, crooked smile she'd missed every single dawn since. Helen, my girl, he said inside her heart, voice warm as fresh coffee they used to share on the porch watching sunrise. We've been right here all along, watching you plant those roses I loved so much. Then her sister appeared beside him, young again with the laugh that used to fill their childhood home on rainy afternoons, pulling Helen into an embrace that smelled faintly of lilacs from summers long past. They walked together through soft paths of light, catching up on grandchildren's first steps she'd sent photos of, to empty air. Quiet evenings Helen spent reading his old love letters aloud to the cat. Every regret about time lost, every unspoken apology for arguments cut short, dissolved completely in waves of understanding that needed no words. A young father named Miguel, after his motorcycle accident, left him clinically gone for precious minutes, saw his mother who'd raised him alone after his dad walked out. She looked 30 again, eyes shining with pride he'd rarely seen in life when money was tight. "Micho," she said softly, with that familiar lilt. "You've become the strong, gentle man I always knew you could be." They sat on a bench made of pure light, reviewing old photos in glowing form. His first scraped knee she'd bandaged, graduation day she'd cried through proudly, holding his own newborn daughter for the first time. Tears turned to laughter as misunderstandings from teenage rebellion years cleared completely, her sacrifices seen clearly for the deep love they truly were. Grandparents often greet with special tenderness that heals generational gaps. One woman met her grandfather who died before her birth. "He knew my favorite childhood stories anyway," she shared quietly with family during recovery. "Took me to a quiet spot, showing fishing trips we'd share someday in light." That meeting healed lifelong feelings of missing family roots she'd never known. Even difficult relationships transform instantly and beautifully. A man estranged from his brother felt only love when he appeared radiant. "I'm sorry for everything," his brother said simply with familiar voice. "I see it all clearly now, and I've always been proud." They talked for what felt like years about missed chances, harsh words born from pain, rebuilding connections stronger than before separation. Children who've passed appear growing healthily and joyfully in light. Parents meet babies as happy toddlers, running into arms, shouting familiar nicknames, learned in dreams or quiet moments. One mother played endlessly with her daughter lost young, laughter echoing in golden light that felt like every lullaby returned perfectly. Time stretches generously and beautifully for deep conversations, long embraces, memories reviewed with nothing but love and complete gentle understanding. No unfinished business lingers anywhere, everything seen clearly, accepted fully with profound compassion. Many hear quiet, loving assurances, we're closer than breath itself, watching with endless pride. People return carrying that family warmth deeply into daily life, calling relatives more often without waiting for perfect moments, mending old silences gently and naturally, cherishing gatherings large and small with new appreciation. Tonight, picture your own loved ones waiting with open arms and familiar, loving smiles that know you completely. Feel their timeless welcome reaching across any distance tonight. You are never truly apart. Love connects eternally and beautifully. Let that gentle family embrace hold you softly and completely as midnight deepens into peaceful, restorative sleep. Imagine stepping into gardens that bloom forever in the gentlest colors imaginable, alive with peace that makes your heart recognize home the moment you arrive completely. When lifelong gardener Evelyn reached the light after her peaceful passing, surrounded by roses she'd tended for decades, she found herself walking paths lined with blooms more exquisite than any she'd ever grown or seen in catalogues. Flowers opened in colors beyond anything earthly, she described softly through her daughter's recordings of final conversations, voice full of lingering wonder. Petals glowing from deep within gently, releasing scents that held every anniversary bouquet shared with my husband, every quiet morning pruning together in dawn light. Grass felt like perfect velvet under bare feet, soft without a single weed or thorn anywhere in sight. Trees stood heavy with fruit tasting of childhood summers, picking berries and shared harvests from their small backyard plot long ago. A young mother named Grace wandered similar gardens after complications nearly took her during delivery of her twins. "Roses perfect as our wedding ones, but eternal," she whispered to her partner, holding their newborns close. Deeper reds breathing softly, softer pinks shifting gently, no fading or wilting ever. Her deceased grandmother waited patiently on a stone bench beneath flowering arch, heavy with blooms, handing her a single, perfect rose whose fragrance carried every Sunday dinner shared in the old kitchen filled with laughter. Children describe endless pure delight and wonder. Little Noah drew pictures for months showing heaven gardens with rainbow trees reaching sky and flowers that sing quiet happy songs when you touch them gently. "Fruit tasted like ice cream mixed with Grandma's hugs," he told his parents seriously, eyes shining with memory. The gardens feel deeply personal and perfectly created for each visitor's heart. One man found orchards heavy with peaches from his boyhood farm, branches bending gently with ripe fruit waiting to be picked. Another discovered quiet reading nooks with comfortable benches where loved ones sat waiting patiently beneath flowering branches, heavy with scent. No harsh seasons ever change anything, always comfortable eternal spring with perfect temperature bathing, everything tenderly, perfect light shifting softly from dawn gold to twilight rose. Birds with jewel-toned feathers sang melodies that healed old sorrows quietly and completely. Many walked barefoot, feeling Earth's loving energy rising gently through souls into weary hearts, carrying earthly burdens. Some discovered gazebos perfect for family gatherings under flowering vines dripping gentle perfume. Others, secluded spots ideal for solitary reflection, surrounded by blooming beauty that responded to presence. The overwhelming feeling is utter belonging and gentle recognition that washes through completely. One woman said quietly to her family during recovery, "It felt like the garden had been waiting patiently for me my whole life, like I'd finally come home to stay forever in perfect peace." People return appreciating earthly gardens with entirely new depth and tenderness, planting flowers with quiet reverence for life, pausing longer to smell roses and notice subtle beauty in everyday blooms they'd rushed past before. Tonight, imagine stepping gently and completely into your own forever blooming garden. Feel soft grass welcoming your feet perfectly. Breathe sweet, eternal air deeply and slowly. Hear distant water singing softly among flowers blooming endlessly. Let deeper, gentle colors surround and soothe you completely. This beauty waits patiently and lovingly, ready to hold you whenever the time comes gently. Imagine walking beside a river made of living light, its gentle flow singing soft songs of love that carry away every burden you've ever carried quietly and completely. When young veteran Mark reached the light after his battlefield injury finally overwhelmed his body, he found himself strolling along a river unlike any water he'd known on earth, flowing golden white light that moved constantly yet remained perfectly still and deeply calm. It made the softest sound imaginable, he described quietly to his therapist during long recovery sessions. Voice carrying lingering peace that surprised even him. Like 1,000 kind voices humming together in perfect harmony that reached straight into my chest and eased everything. Banks lined with luminous flowers leaned gently toward the current as if listening attentively to its song. His grandfather, who'd served in another war, walked beside him barefoot, hand resting lightly on his shoulder with familiar steady strength that eased decades of carried tension and survivor's guilt. A mother named Isabel saw the same river after childbirth complications nearly took her life completely. "It sparkled with every gentle color imaginable," she whispered to her partner, holding their newborn close in the hospital room. "Warm white gold mostly, but threads of rose and soft blue weaving through beautifully like promises." She waded in slowly up to her ankles, feeling waves of love wash away recent pain and older fears about motherhood in gentle, renewing waves. The river often appears as a gentle, beautiful boundary between realms. People feel drawn toward it, but never forced or rushed in any way. Some dip hands in and feel happy memories flow through fingers completely. First steps taken by children, wedding vows spoken with trembling voices, quiet moments of deep connection shared. Others see future glimpses of profound peace reflected softly and beautifully on its calm surface. Children describe it with pure wonder and complete trust. Little Jacob told his mother excitedly after revival, "The shiny river sang my name soft and promised I'd see it again someday when ready gently." He wasn't afraid returning at all because of that loving, beautiful promise. Walking its banks brings perfect serenity and complete gentle release. No destination pressure exists at all, just peaceful, strolling hand in hand with loved ones when they appear naturally along the way. The air feels alive yet deeply calming and restorative. Many notice complete weightlessness, steps making no sound on glowing ground beneath. Tonight, imagine yourself beside that tranquil river of light completely. Feel warm flow moving gently beside you. Hear its soft song of love reaching your heart tenderly. Let it carry away today's worries completely and beautifully. Walk slowly if you wish, breathe deeply and freely, knowing this river flows eternally and patiently, waiting to to welcome you home, gently when ready. Picture music that soothes without a single word spoken, layers of perfect harmony rising and falling like the universe's own beautiful lullaby, cradling your soul completely and tenderly. When pianist David reached the light after his overdose crisis left him clinically gone for precious minutes, ordinary silence gave way to music, beginning softly all around him in every direction. It came from everywhere and nowhere at once perfectly, he described quietly to his support group afterward, voice full of lingering wonder that brought tears to listeners' eyes. Layer upon layer of voices and instruments beyond anything I'd ever played or composed in my life. Perfect harmony vibrating gently through every part of me like healing waves. Every note carried profound healing directly into places he'd numbed for years with substances and regret. His young daughter, lost to illness, stood nearby, smiling radiantly and completely whole, her voice woven beautifully through the greater harmony like a familiar melody returned perfectly. A factory worker named Sophia, who'd never considered herself particularly musical, heard it after collapsing from exhaustion on the job completely. It was like every song that ever comforted me in hard times woven together, she whispered to her family around the hospital bed. Lullabies from my abuela when I was small, quiet hymns from Sunday mornings with community, even old radio tunes from happier days, all lifted higher and blended perfectly into something new and beautiful. Colors pulsed gently and softly with each note. Her light body resonated in complete peace for the first time she could deeply remember. Many describe the music communicating profound truths without any need for language at all, healing deep grief quietly and completely, revealing life's gentle, beautiful meaning, promising eternal, joyful reunion. One man said softly to his wife during recovery, "It told my whole story in melody perfectly, every sorrow turning gently to beauty note by beautiful note." Another heard his late partner's voice singing their wedding song perfectly young and clear again with all original feeling. Children hear it with pure, unfiltered delight and wonder. 9-year-old Sophie told nurses excitedly after revival, "Heaven's music sparkled inside me completely and made my heart dance happy without stopping ever." She hummed entirely new melodies for weeks afterward, tunes no one in the family recognized but everyone loved hearing. The sound heals on direct contact completely and beautifully. A woman carrying childhood trauma felt dark memories lift gently and entirely as music washed through her, being softly. Each rising note was forgiveness, given freely and perfectly, she said quietly to her therapist afterward. Some recognize loved ones' unique voices adding personal, familiar threads to the celestial choir. Young and strong again, with perfect, beautiful blending. The music adjusts perfectly and tenderly, gentle as single flute when the soul needs quiet comfort most, grand as cosmic orchestra when ready to expand beautifully, always exactly right for the gentle moment. Many try recreating fragments after returning, but say earthly instruments fall far short of its multidimensional depth and profound healing power. Tonight, imagine this wordless music beginning softly all around you now completely. Let perfect harmonies rise gently and beautifully, cradling your mind and heart tenderly. Feel notes of pure love vibrating through every part of you, promising such beauty exists eternally. Let the universe's lullaby carry you peacefully into deep, restorative dreams. Imagine colors softer and more alive than any dream you've ever had. Hues that breathe and shift gently, carrying feelings of profound peace directly into your heart without need for words or explanation. When artist Rachel reached the light after her severe allergic reaction, closed her throat completely, and suddenly the first sensation beyond fading pain was color exploding softly and beautifully all around her. I opened whatever I was seeing, with gently, she described quietly, to her gallery friends during recovery visits, voice full of lingering awe that brought quiet tears to their eyes. And there were shades beyond anything on my palette or in nature. Blues deeper than midnight ocean, yet warm like sunrise touching water gently. Greens pulsing with life that made earthly forests seem like faded old photographs from another time. She stood in a vast meadow where every single blade of grass carried its own tiny shifting rainbow softly. Flowers opening slowly in colors without earthly names that sang visually as they bloomed and released gentle light into the air. A mechanic named Frank, who'd never cared much for art, or fancy colors, as he called them, came back profoundly changed in quiet ways. I tried mixing those colors on canvas when I recovered at home, he laughed softly to his wife over morning coffee one day, but my paints looked dull as old engine oil next to what I remembered. He described spheres of light floating nearby gently, each one a different impossible shade, trailing sparkles that became new hues mid-air, beautifully. Violets holding every sunset memory from fishing trips with his dad, quietly. Reds radiating pure joy like his daughter's wedding day laughter. Whites so bright, yet impossibly soft, they soothed, rather than blinded, tired eyes completely. Even deeply practical people feel completely transformed in subtle ways. An accountant named Diane said quietly during lunch with co-workers one afternoon, "I'm all numbers and spreadsheets, usually without much time for pretty things. But those colors made me cry happy tears I couldn't explain at all. A soft rose that smelled faintly like my childhood garden after gentle rain, silver threads ringing like quiet bells inside my chest." She saw life's happiest moments projected gently in bursts of specific colors. First kiss in warm amber light pulsing softly. Children's births in bright coral that breathed with life completely. Children capture it with pure, unfiltered wonder and joy that touches everyone. 8-year-old Noah kept insisting excitedly to his teacher and classmates for weeks, "Heaven has the best crayons ever that dance and change colors when you draw with them gently." He layered every crayon wildly in drawings for months, trying desperately to show shiny, happy colors that move slowly and hug you warm inside. The colors aren't mere visual beauty alone. They feel profoundly alive and gently aware, communicating love directly to the soul without any need for translation or words. One woman touched a tree with bark swirling teal and amber softly, feeling waves of complete peace flow through her fingers into her heart beautifully. Another saw regrets fade gently as dark shades brighten slowly into pure light completely. No dullness or clashing ever appears anywhere, every shade pure, vibrant, yet perfectly harmonious in ways earthly eyes rarely witness completely and fully. People return seeing ordinary colors with entirely new depth and appreciation, pausing longer at sunsets, painting the sky beautifully, noticing subtle shifting shades in flowers and ocean waves they'd rushed past before completely. Tonight, let those living colors begin blooming softly and gently behind your closed eyes. Imagine a sky richer than any dawn you've watched quietly, flowers opening slowly in impossible gentle hues, light wrapping you completely in warm, breathing rainbows. Feel the deep joy those colors carry washing gently through you. Such beauty exists eternally, waiting patiently to greet you in perfect vibrancy someday. Let it fill your dreams completely with living, loving light. Picture the life review as a gentle mirror reflecting your path with nothing but compassion, showing how every step, even the stumbling ones, led to quiet growth and connection. When accountant Mark reached the light after collapsing at his desk from a sudden heart issue, his entire life unfolded around him like a soft, immersive story he could walk through slowly. "I relived key moments completely," he told his wife quietly in the hospital room, holding her hand with new tenderness she'd missed for years. "But I felt all sides gently, the good choices, the hard ones, the missed chances that hurt us both." Reliving a heated argument with their son over college choices long ago, he experienced his own stress from long hours at work, but also the boy's deep fear of disappointing him, and waves of understanding rose beautifully, washing away old guilt completely. No harsh voice accused or condemned, only loving clarity revealed how his steady provision had given the family security and stability, even if his presence sometimes lacked during busy seasons. A dedicated nurse named Susan saw hers surrounded by supportive, tender glow. Every extra moment comforting a frightened patient shone warmly and brightly. She shared softly with her team during a quiet shift break afterward. Like holding a dying man's hand longer than required, whispering gently, "It's okay to let go peacefully." Tough shifts where she'd been short with colleagues weren't criticized harshly. She felt the bone-deep fatigue driving those moments, met with complete gentle forgiveness and understanding. It was like the wisest, kindest part of me saying softly, "You gave everything you had in those hard times, and it mattered deeply." Many feel both giver and receiver in one beautiful instant. A father who'd missed countless recitals for work deadlines felt his daughter's quiet sadness during those evenings alone, but also her enduring pride in his sacrifices to provide. He woke, reaching for her hand first, across years and distance, finally able to express gratitude and sorrow with full heart, understanding that needed no defense. Children have beautifully simple, pure reviews. Little Grace told her parents, wide-eyed after revival, "I saw sharing my snack make happy golden light everywhere. Being selfish made temporary shadows, but warm glow hugged me completely, saying next time choose kind and it'll shine brighter." She became the child offering treats first at school, comforting friends naturally. No punishment or harsh scoring ever appears, just profound, loving clarity that dissolves regrets gently and completely. One veteran relived difficult battlefield decisions with self-compassion he'd sought unsuccessfully in therapy for decades, feeling only understanding for choices made in chaos. The review often ends with soft, beautiful encouragement. "Keep gently choosing love in small ways. You've grown more than you realize." People return profoundly lighter about past mistakes, far more grateful for ordinary days and small human connections that truly matter. Tonight breathe, knowing your own review would be held in complete tenderness and care. Every gentle effort honored deeply, every heart seen clearly and lovingly. Let that compassionate light hold all your yesterdays softly and beautifully as you drift into peaceful sleep. Imagine every pain and ache simply lifting away the moment you're free of the body, leaving perfect ease and freedom behind like shedding a heavy coat on a warm day. When elderly Arthur, who'd endured severe arthritis for 30 long years, making every movement feel like fire in his joints, had his heart attack while tending his beloved garden, the constant burning vanished instantly and completely. "I'd forgotten what painless existence truly felt like," he told his daughter softly from his hospital bed, days later, flexing fingers that still ached earthly, but remembering perfect, profound relief. "Suddenly I stretched tall without wincing, walked freely across soft light, even danced a few steps like the young man who first courted your mother all those decades ago." He floated above, watching medics work frantically on his body below, feeling only profound peace where crushing chest pain had gripped him moments before. Cancer patients describe the beautiful release most movingly and deeply. Maria, whose body had been completely ravaged by tumors spreading everywhere relentlessly, said quietly to her family, gathered close, all the deep burning, the profound bone exhaustion that never left, gone completely in an instant. She felt strong again, whole and renewed, breathing freely without machines or tubes for the first time in years. She explored beautiful realms completely unhindered by weakness, meeting loved ones who showed her gardens and rivers of pure light flowing endlessly. Even sudden violent trauma fades immediately and beautifully. Young athlete Tyler, whose body was badly broken and mangled in a climbing fall high on the mountain, hovered completely pain-free above the desperate rescue scene unfolding below. "I knew down there it was serious and critical," he shared with friends during slow recovery. "Broken bones everywhere, internal bleeding. But where I was gently, perfect, profound comfort, like floating in warm, healing water that erased every hurt completely. Children feel it with pure wonder and immediate relief. 5-year-old Mia, suffering intense treatment side effects from leukemia that made every day hurt, returned beaming to her parents with shining eyes. "No more ouch anywhere at all," she told them simply and happily. "I ran and jumped and played completely free like before I got sick." Her remaining months became noticeably calmer and gentler, less medication needed for pain management. Chronic pain sufferers find special, profound grace in the beautiful release. A woman with decades of fibromyalgia danced weightlessly in light, every muscle relaxed completely for the first time since her diagnosis years ago. "Pure, perfect, profound bliss," she whispered to support groups afterward with quiet tears. Another with lifelong migraines saw clearly and beautifully, without the throbbing pressure behind eyes that had defined so many days. Emotional pain lifts simultaneously and completely, deep grief carried for years, anxiety that tightened chests, shame from past choices dissolving gently in the loving atmosphere surrounding everything perfectly. Many feel their true, unburdened, beautiful selves emerging fully and freely. Some return to earthly bodies still carrying pain but profoundly transformed in perspective. The vivid memory of perfect, gentle ease helps them endure with new quiet strength, knowing suffering is temporary and beautiful. Tonight, let every tense spot in your body begin to relax completely and gently. Imagine all aches lifting slowly like morning mist rising, revealing your true light essence beneath, whole, free, painless completely. That perfect, profound ease waits patiently beyond, ready to welcome you home beautifully when the time comes gently. Feel this now. Held in warmth that never lets go, an embrace of infinite peace wrapping you completely like the safest, most familiar place your heart has always quietly remembered. When Laura reached the light after nearly bleeding out completely post-surgery, the first sensation was this all-encompassing warmth holding her from every direction without beginning or end. It wasn't ordinary arms, she described quietly to her husband, in recovery, through gentle tears, but deeper presence everywhere, knowing every frightened thought completely, every regret about time missed with our children. Lifelong anxiety about not being enough as mother melted away instantly. Her deceased father seemed woven beautifully into the greater warmth, adding familiar comfort of his old wool sweater hugs from childhood winters. A soldier named James, who'd carried hypervigilance and isolation since combat, felt the same profound holding during clinical death on the field. "I'd never truly relaxed completely," he admitted softly in therapy years later. "Always scanning threats, walls high, but there gently, total perfect safety, no cold spots anywhere, no need to brace for next blow." Embrace communicated perfect acceptance completely, erasing shame from actions taken in war's chaos gently. Mothers especially relate it to holding newborns tenderly, but magnified infinitely and eternally beautiful. One said quietly to friends, "Every loving hug I'd ever given or received completely, all at once forever, no ending possible." Another felt her miscarried babies safe, growing within greater embrace, tiny heartbeats syncing perfectly with cosmic pulse. Children described sinking into it naturally and beautifully. Little Ben told his father simply and confidently, "Big warm cloud hugged me tight completely and said I'm home now. No more bad dreams ever." He became the child who hugged everyone longer, without hesitation. The peace filling the embrace isn't empty or distant. It's rich, alive, pulsing gently like universal heartbeat, syncing perfectly with yours. Worries about money, relationships, health appear laughably small, completely from within it. Time loses all meaning gently. Breathing isn't needed, yet every inhale draws in more profound, renewing peace. Some feel guided deeper into embrace for complete rest. Others, content, simply held beautifully. Messages arrive silently within, loved beyond measure completely. Everything unfolds perfectly always. Rest here, fully. People return carrying fragments infinite, holding gently, calmer daily chaos, less reactive stress, more trusting life's beautiful flow. Chronic tension eases noticeably, shoulders, jaw completely. Tonight feel infinite peace gathering softly around you now. Let warm light cradle every weary part completely. Tired mind, tender heart, aching body. Sink completely into embrace waits patiently, always ready, hold fully, forever. Imagine glimpsing a golden city shining just beyond the horizon, more welcoming and profoundly beautiful than any place you've ever quietly dreamed of calling home forever. When Nurse Emily reached the light after collapsing completely from exhaustion in the corridor during her endless shift, she saw it across a vast, peaceful plain bathed in the softest glow imaginable. Towers and spires of living gold, she described quietly to stunned colleagues the next day over coffee. Not cold metal, but warm, glowing gently from deep within, light pouring softly from every window, like quiet invitations home. Faint, beautiful music drifted on the gentle breeze, harmonious and deeply comforting in ways words fell short. Her grandmother, who'd raised her through hard times, waved happily from a balcony high up, looking 30 again with the same apron from baking days, filled with love and stories. A teenager named Jordan approached the same city after his overdose crisis left him briefly gone. Distance didn't matter the ordinary way here, he whispered to his counselor during recovery. Every gentle step closer filled me with deeper belonging I'd never felt completely. Walls shifted colors gently and beautifully, gold to rose to pearl white, all radiating pure, perfect welcome. Family members lost young stood near wide gates, smiling encouragement softly, pets playing happily in golden streets below with endless energy. Many see loved ones on walls or along beautiful avenues, calling joyfully with familiar voices that heal instantly. One woman recognized childhood friends lost young, now grown radiant in light bodies completely, shouting her name happily across gentle distance. Another man saw his faithful dog waiting patiently by a fountain of liquid light flowing endlessly. The city often appears across gentle boundaries like rivers or bridges of pure light, never frightening, always inviting peaceful, gentle approach. Some draw closer, seeing parks inside filled with beauty, fountains flowing liquid light softly, gatherings of beings singing in perfect, profound harmony. Details vary beautifully, some crystalline, quiet elegance, Others, warm, organic, gentle curves, but always radiating complete harmony and deep belonging. Children draw it with excited, beautiful crayons completely. 7-year-old Emma's picture showed God's shiny city with rainbow roads, everyone holding hands happily forever. "That's where all happy lives gently," she insisted seriously to teacher. "No shadows exist inside anywhere. Light emanates from every surface being completely. Streets feel soft underfoot gently. Air sweet, alive, gentle energy. Many hero names sung softly, distant choirs near. Most turned back lovingly before entering fully, but glimpse removes fear-death completely beautifully. Returnees often live more kindly afterward, gently, less attached material things, more focused relationships completely. Tonight, picture Golden City glowing softly in a horizon completely. Feel warm, patient invitation reaching across whatever distance gently. No place waits light home, love breath expected deepest joy. Let gentle glow illuminate dreams completely drift, safest, most peaceful sleep. Picture quiet conversations with beings gentle light, wise kind, feeling they've known soul forever speak, straight heart, endless patience. When Karen reached light after aneurysm burst unexpectedly, 3 figures waited soft glow. They didn't have ordinary faces, described quietly family, but felt loving attention completely. One stepped closer, knowledge flowing gently. No spoken words first, only deep understanding completely. Poured out fears, leaving children soon. Reassurance came warm waves. Given roots strong enough, grow beautifully gently. Trust love, planted completely. Karen felt Leia's maternal guilt peel away gently, replaced quiet confidence done enough beautifully. Teenager Josh met single, being after dirt bike crash left clinically gone minutes. Felt like older brother never had, Josh shared softly counselor. Knew every secret shame completely, every dream hid gently. Talked acting tough cover insecurity beautifully, being asked gentle questions inside mind, helping Josh see protective walls built early hurts completely. Stronger opening up gently, conveyed warmly completely. Go back, let people in beautifully. Josh returned, softer completely, finally talking honestly, friends gently. Many find lifelong questions answered simply, profoundly, beautifully. Grandmother wondering, suffering heard gently, completely. Souls choose love over fear gently, grow compassion through challenge beautifully. No cold lecture, just deep, relatable caring completely. Came back, comforting others, new gentleness beautifully. Even skeptics transformed gently, completely. Scientist met being communicating pure knowing completely. Questions universe mysteries poured out gently. Answers arrived complete intuitive understanding. No dogma required beautifully. Like downloading truth directly gently, admitted humbled completely. Children chat freely, trustingly completely. Little Sarah told mother, nice light people asked, wanted stay go back you. Daddy gently, said needed more bedtime stories completely. Chose return gently, hugging tighter every night beautifully. Beings never rush pressure completely. Conversations feel timeless gently, healing old wounds perfect insight beautifully. Many receive personal messages completely. Forgive yourself completely gently. Love more freely, beautifully. Unique work isn't finished yet completely. All delivered infinite kindness, encouragement gently. Tonight, imagine wise, loving being beside now completely. Feel gentle understanding flowing softly, beautifully. Ask whatever weighs heart gently. No judgment waits, only compassion completely. Let quiet answers settle peacefully, beautifully. Drift safest, most restorative sleep gently. Picture soaring effortlessly through skies of perfect peace, moving with just a thought. feeling complete freedom like you've become part of the gentle wind itself. When young adventurer Rachel reached the light after her tragic fall from the mountain face, the sharp pain vanished completely, and she found herself rising gently into vast open sky. No wings or machines needed, she described softly to her grieving climbing partners during long recovery visits, voice carrying lingering wonder that brought tears to their eyes. I just thought upward and glided smoothly through clouds that felt like the softest silk brushing my skin. She dove playfully through glowing mists that parted welcomingly, skimmed over luminous valleys stretching endlessly, looped joyfully above crystal waters, reflecting colors beyond earthly rainbows. Laughter rose naturally from deep within, every old fear of heights or falling erased in that moment of pure, unburdened flight. A city office worker named Marcus, who'd always secretly dreamed of flying, but never dared even a parachute jump, experienced the same incredible liberation after his sudden asthma crisis at his desk. "No roaring engines or harnesses," he said quietly to his family gathered around the hospital bed. "Just silent, perfect movement. Think forward and glide, think loop and turn gracefully." He visited places from childhood fantasies, floating islands with gentle waterfalls of light cascading into mist, vast glowing forests where trees reached toward him like old friends, quiet childhood parks perfected without crowds or litter. Many use this effortless soaring to visit loved ones from above, hovering silently to send comfort unseen. One mother checked gently on her sleeping children below, heart overflowing with tenderness, watching their peaceful faces and knowing they felt her presence somehow. Children embrace it with pure, boundless joy and abandon. Little Isabella giggled uncontrollably for weeks after revival. "I flew with shiny bird friends doing loops higher than any kite ever." She raced light creatures over rivers, reflecting perfect rainbows, diving and rising without ever tiring. Direction comes entirely from heart's deepest wishes. Peace draws you to serene floating meadows blooming softly, curiosity to new wonders appearing just ahead, inviting exploration. No fatigue builds, no dizziness from height, only perfect balance and endless delight in graceful motion. People return carrying that profound sense of boundless inner freedom into daily life, taking bolder, gentle steps toward dreams long quietly postponed, feeling life's ordinary gravity a little lighter on their spirits and shoulders. Tonight, feel your own essence growing lighter in quiet imagination. Imagine lifting gently upward into soft, welcoming sky, stretching endlessly. No effort required at all, just peaceful, gliding on invisible currents of pure love. Let the universe carry you smoothly and joyfully into the sweetest, most deeply restorative dreams you've ever known. Imagine stepping into meadows of eternal gentle spring where grass remains perfectly soft forever, and every breath feels like returning home to complete comfort and quiet belonging. Quiet. When dedicated teacher Linda reached the light after exhaustion finally overwhelmed her body, during a long parent conference evening, she found herself standing in endless green fields, bathed in the tenderest light imaginable. "The grass reached my knees just right," she described softly to her concerned family visiting the hospital. "Velvety warm, bending lovingly as I walked barefoot, without a single itch or sharp blade." Wildflowers bloomed in gentle waves, releasing scents evoking happiest memories. Classroom picnics with students, quiet evenings reading favorite books to her own children. She lay down and felt the earth cradle her completely and perfectly. Every tense muscle from years standing at blackboards releasing into profound, renewing relaxation. An older gentleman named George strolled through similar meadows with his wife, who'd passed peacefully a decade earlier. "We picked flowers that never wilted or faded," he smiled faintly telling grandchildren stories. She looked young again, with that familiar sparkle, hand in mine like our first quiet walks together before kids came. Butterflies of pure light landed trustingly on their shoulders, wings shimmering with gentle, comforting colors. Many walk or rest, hand in hand with loved ones appearing naturally along the way. One woman strolled slowly with her childhood self through blooming paths, healing old insecurities through quiet, accepting presence alone. Another ran laughing freely with pets long gone, grass tickling paws and toes alike in perfect, joyful play. Children tumble and explore with endless pure delight. Little Maya told her parents wide-eyed after revival, the grass was super soft for cartwheels forever. Flowers giggled when I picked them gently and grew right back even bigger and brighter. She drew endless meadows with smiling stick figures dancing among rainbow blooms for months. The meadows stretch infinitely yet always feel intimately personal and welcoming. Distant hills glow softly with promise. Crystal streams wind through carrying faint harmonious songs on gentle currents. Ancient trees offer perfect shade without ever dropping leaves. No harsh seasons ever change anything. Always comfortable eternal spring with perfect temperature and light bathing everything tenderly. Fruit trees bear perfectly ripe gifts tasting of deepest joy. Streams offer water sweeter than any remembered earthly drink. People return with renewed deep appreciation for earthly meadows and parks lying in real grass more often, feeling faint, gentle echoes of that greater, eternal comfort, waiting patiently. Tonight, feel yourself stepping gently into meadows blooming forever in soft, eternal spring. Soft grass cushions every step completely. Warm light bathes you tenderly and fully. Sweet eternal breeze carries complete peace into every breath. Lie down if you wish, let perfect earth hold you fully and safely. Rest here as long as needed. This eternal spring meadow waits patiently, ready to welcome you home completely when the time comes. Listen quietly for one of the most tender moments shared by many. Being told it's not your time yet with such profound love, it transforms, returning into a beautiful, meaningful continuation rather than any kind of loss. When Nurse David reached the light after being trapped in a burning building during his shift, his late father appeared first with that familiar steady gaze full of quiet pride. After strong, wordless hugs conveying years of unspoken encouragement, his dad placed warm hands gently on David's shoulders. "Son," he said softly inside David's heart, "your patients still need that calm, steady strength only you give them." No disappointment showed at all, only deep, loving encouragement shining through. David felt unfinished stories calling him back strongly and beautifully, returned fighting harder for every precious breath with renewed purpose. A young mother named Lisa heard it from a radiant being after massive bleeding nearly took her during delivery of her twins. "Your babies need their mama's songs and gentle stories a while longer," it communicated with infinite tenderness and care. "Go back and hold them close. Love them fully." She woke, reaching instinctively for her newborns, cherishing every feeding, every midnight cuddle with completely renewed depth and gratitude. Many received the message from deceased relatives, speaking personally and lovingly. A teenager met his best friend, Oster Cancer. "Dude, you got more adventures and laughs waiting. Tell my mom I'm okay and happy." Delivered with familiar grin and gentle fist bump, making return feel exciting and full of promise rather than sad interruption. Children receive it simply and with complete trust. Little Tommy heard a kind voice after his accident. "Your puppy still needs walks every day and your dad needs help with the garden." He woke asking for his dog first, hugging family tighter with new appreciation. The message never feels rejecting or harsh, always wrapped completely in understanding that earthly life remains precious, meaningful, and worth continuing. Some negotiate briefly and lovingly. Can I stay longer? Answer comes as loving no, with beautiful promises of future reunion when truly ready. Reasons always deeply personal and encouraging. Unfinished relationships to nurture gently, unique gifts still to share quietly, growth beautifully unfolding, love waiting to express more fully. Never guilt or pressure, only gentle guidance from those who care most deeply and see the bigger loving picture. People return with profound, renewed sense of purpose shining quietly within. Fear of death fades dramatically and beautifully. Gentle fear of unlived life grows in the most positive way. They hug tighter without hesitation, speak kinder words daily, chase dreams long quietly postponed with patient courage. Tonight, breathe easy and deeply, knowing any not yet message would arrive wrapped completely in deepest possible love. No rush or pressure ever, just gentle, loving encouragement from those who care most. Rest now peacefully, trusting life's perfect gentle timing holds you always tenderly. Feel this profound certainty settling deep within like warm sunlight after long storm. Everything truly is all right, a gentle knowing that quiets every lingering doubt and brings complete trust in life's greater loving flow. When Patricia reached the light after her extended journey with cancer, finally brought her body to rest, understanding flooded her gently, like sunrise filling a quiet room. All the worry and fighting felt unnecessary in that moment, she shared quietly with family, in her final lucid days, voice steady with profound peace. I knew bone deep that everything had unfolded perfectly and lovingly. My illness, quiet joys, deep losses, all part of one beautiful pattern woven with eternal love. No specific explanations demanded, just complete, gentle trust in divine order, easing every fear she'd ever carried. A grieving father named Mark felt the same beautiful certainty after his own sudden heart attack. Meeting his deceased daughter, radiant and completely whole, he asked why she left so young. Answer came as pure, wordless knowing flowing gently. Her soul's journey complete in that beautiful form, his continuing gently to learn deeper love through missing her physical presence. It all made perfect loving sense, he said quietly to his wife through tears of relief. No random cruel tragedy, only love expressed in different gentle ways. Many describe gently remembering truths temporarily forgotten at earthly birth. An anxious woman realized every fear was beautiful illusion, only love eternally real beneath all appearances. A man carrying heavy guilt felt it dissolve completely in certainty that all forgiven gently always had been perfectly. Children feel it with pure, beautiful simplicity. 8-year-old Ryan told his mother confidently after revival, "Everything's okay forever. We're all safe, completely, no matter what happens." His nightmares stopped entirely. The certainty touches every human question with profound gentleness. Why suffering exists, to grow compassion through loving choice. Why loss comes, to cherish presence more deeply and beautifully. Why alone sometimes, never truly are, connection eternal and complete. People return profoundly less afraid of gentle death itself, of mistakes gently made, of uncertain beautiful tomorrow. They stress far less over small things daily, trust life's loving flow more completely. Relationships soften beautifully and deeply. Old grudges feel pointless gently in light of greater eternal love. Tonight, let that deep, beautiful certainty begin settling softly within you now. Feel gentle, knowing rising quietly. Everything truly is all right. Always has been gently, always will be perfectly. Your journey unfolds exactly as lovingly meant. Worries become passing clouds gently. Rest completely in this profound truth as safest, most peaceful sleep holds you tenderly. Picture stepping gently into a library of infinite calm knowledge, where every question finds its loving answer without effort, wisdom flowing like quiet streams of light. When retired Professor Samuel reached the light after his stroke left him motionless for precious minutes, he entered a vast hall filled with soft, glowing orbs of living thought and understanding. No physical books anywhere, he described quietly to his family in final days, voice steady with wonder. Just pure knowledge floating gently, inviting quiet touch. He wondered about ancient mysteries debated his whole career. Complete, compassionate understanding arrived. Civilizations rising, falling in loving visions. Asked why life held certain hardships, waves of insight showed every challenge as chosen, gentle growth opportunity, viewed lovingly from higher perspective. A young teacher named Maya touched glowing spheres after accident, left her briefly gone. Understood struggling students completely beautifully, whispered colleagues. Saw hidden pain driving behavior, felt small daily encouragements helped more deeply ever realized. Experienced art, science, spirituality, one harmonious, loving expression, rather separate fields. Knowledge felt light, joyful, never heavy burden. Many access what some gently call universal records directly peacefully. Skeptical engineer asked unsolved problems field, received intuitive solutions beyond current theory, yet feeling perfectly true, practical. Realized how gently, patiently truth reveals itself always, admitted humbled team return. Children visit pure, open curiosity, wonder, adults often envy. 8-year-old Lily told parents excitedly, revival. Big quiet library showed why dogs wag tails happy. Grandma went pretty light early. She finished loving us here, gently. Began reading earthly books, deeper quiet wonder afterward, lingering longer pages. Atmosphere radiates profound quiet reverence, rather stuffy silence. Gentle beings sometimes guide softly toward particular orbs knowledge. Mostly visitors explore freely, complete peace safety. No tests required study, just pure discovery. Wrapped calm, loving understanding feels like coming home truths always known deep inside. People return carrying gentle fragments, infinite wisdom, sudden creative insights appearing naturally daily, everyday compassion deepening without conscious effort, curiosity transforming gentle wonder, rather anxious, endless seeking. Tonight, let mind relax, completely. Gently infinite library calm wisdom waiting patiently. Feel gentle knowledge nearby, ready answer whatever truly matters, heart-own perfect time. No struggle rush required, just peaceful understanding, flowing naturally needed most. Rest easy, knowing all truth, loving kind, always gently accessible deep within you. Imagine stepping gently into a library where wisdom waits in quiet abundance, not hidden in dusty volumes, but as living light ready to answer whatever your heart quietly seeks. When retired Professor Samuel reached the light after his stroke rendered him motionless for those critical minutes, he found himself in a vast hall, bathed in the softest, most welcoming glow imaginable. There were no shelves of physical books stretching endlessly, he described quietly to his former students, who visited his bedside in the days that followed, voice steady despite frailty that lingered. Just orbs of pure thought and understanding floating gently in the air, inviting the lightest touch. He wondered about questions that had haunted his long career, nature of consciousness itself, meaning woven through human suffering, mysteries of time and space, and complete, compassionate understanding flowed in without any effort on his part. Suffering revealed gently as chosen opportunities, for souls to cultivate deeper compassion through direct experience. Consciousness showed as eternal light, temporarily expressing through form. No cold academic debate or lingering doubt remained, just quiet, profound certainty that eased every intellectual restlessness he'd carried for decades. A young teacher named Maya touched similar glowing orbs after her severe accident left her briefly gone from the world. "I understood my most challenging students completely and beautifully," she whispered to colleagues gathered around her recovery room, eyes shining with new depth. Saw their hidden pain driving difficult behavior, felt how my small daily encouragements and patient listening had helped more deeply than I'd ever dared hope. She experienced art, science, spirituality, not as separate competing fields, but as one harmonious, loving expression of creation. Knowledge felt profoundly light and joyful, never the heavy burden of endless study. Many access what some gently call universal records in this quiet space. A skeptical engineer asked about problems unsolved in his field for years, received intuitive solutions beyond current theory, yet feeling perfectly true and immediately practical. Realized how gently and patiently truth reveals itself, he admitted, humbled, to his team upon return. Children visit with pure, open curiosity and wonder that adults often envy. 8-year-old Lily told her parents, excitedly after revival, "The big quiet library showed why dogs wag tails when they're happy and why Grandma went to the pretty light early. She finished her job of loving us gently here." She began reading earthly books with deeper, quiet wonder afterward, lingering longer over pages. The atmosphere radiates profound reverence rather than any stuffy silence. Gentle beings sometimes guide softly toward particular orbs of knowledge, but mostly visitors explore freely in complete peace and safety. No tests ever appear, no required memorization, just pure discovery wrapped in calm, loving understanding that feels like coming home to truths always known deep inside. People return, carrying gentle fragments of that infinite wisdom, sudden creative insights appearing naturally in daily life, everyday compassion deepening without conscious effort, curiosity transforming into gentle wonder rather than anxious, endless seeking. Tonight, let your mind relax completely and gently into that infinite library of calm wisdom waiting patiently. Feel gentle knowledge nearby, ready to answer whatever truly matters to your heart in its own perfect time. No struggle or rush required at all, just peaceful understanding flowing naturally when needed most. Rest easy, knowing all truth is loving, kind, and always gently accessible deep within you. Picture being guided by beings of soft radiance, tall, graceful figures of pure light approaching slowly with kindness that feels both ancient and deeply familiar, like guardians your soul has always quietly known. When paramedic Daniel reached the light after his ambulance crash pinned him for precious minutes, 3 figures appeared gradually in the gentle glow surrounding him completely. They were outlined in living light, he described quietly to his stunned crew during long recovery conversations. Tall and graceful, no cartoon wings, just presence that felt like wings of light, enfolding everything with complete safety and peace. Their gaze held infinite compassion and understanding. He felt every life saved on frantic calls and every call lost seen with deep pride rather than any judgment. One placed a hand of pure warmth on his chest, easing trauma carried from years witnessing human suffering in gentle waves that left him profoundly renewed. A grieving father named Luis met a single angelic figure after complications from surgery nearly took him. It felt beyond gender yet deeply comforting. Luis whispered to his wife through tears of relief. Radiance, soft as moonlight on calm water, eyes holding every tear I'd cried for our son lost young. The being cradled Luis's spirit tenderly and completely, communicating without words. Your child is whole, joyful, surrounded by love greater than earthly imagination could hold. Luis felt his baby's light nestled safely within the greater glow, growing happily in perfect peace. Many recognize these figures as lifelong guardians known from quiet moments of grace or childhood dreams offering comfort. One woman instantly knew hers as the presence that had steadied her through early profound losses. Another man felt the same steady light that had guided him gently through darkest deployments and homecomings. Children describe them with trusting, pure joy. Little Eli drew detailed pictures showing tall, shiny friends who sang quiet songs and promised, "I'd see Grandpa again soon." "They knew my favorite toy truck," he added seriously to his teacher. The figures approach carefully and slowly always, their light adjusting perfectly to comfort rather than overwhelm in any way. Communication flows heart to heart completely, deep reassurance, profound healing, gentle guidance, exactly tailored to what the soul needs most. Some show glimpses of help arriving soon in earthly life. Others simply hold sacred space for grief to release fully and peacefully. People return, sensing these beings remain gently near in daily life. Prayer transforms into direct, quiet conversation with old, familiar friends. Fear lessens dramatically and beautifully. Subtle guidance arrives through clearer intuition than ever before. Tonight, feel soft, radiant beings drawing gently close around you now. Let their tender radiance touch your brow softly, your heart completely, your weary places with perfect care. Feel ancient wings of light enfolding you protectively and lovingly. You are guided always, deeply loved, never truly alone. Rest safely within their gentle glow as peaceful sleep comes. Imagine the welcoming horizon glowing softly ahead, colors blending perfectly in rose-gold warmth that calls quietly with promise of home and complete gentle belonging. When veteran Robert reached the light after his sudden fall at home left him briefly gone, a horizon appeared across vast, peaceful plain, bathed in tender light he'd never quite seen on earth. It wasn't distant or near in ordinary ways, he described quietly to his support group during recovery. Just perfectly inviting, pulsing gently with love, I recognized immediately, like coming home after long deployment. His brother lost in war waved from its edge, young and whole again, with familiar grin that used to mean mischief and safety. A young woman named Grace saw it across calm waters after complications nearly took her during delivery of her twins. Colors blended endlessly without harsh edges anywhere, she whispered to her partner, holding their newborns close in the hospital room. Warm pinks melting slowly into golds, breathing gently, saying rest here completely, when ready. Family members lost young stood near wide gates, smiling encouragement softly, pets playing happily in golden light below. Many feel drawn gently without any pressure or rush whatsoever. Some approach closer, sensing deeper beauty and profound harmony just beyond the horizon line, waiting patiently. Children see it with pure, beautiful excitement. 6-year-old Leo drew the pretty edge where happy starts forever gently. Everyone I miss waited waving big and smiling, he told his mother seriously. The glow adjusts perfectly and tenderly, soft, comforting, never blinding. Faint, harmonious music drifts gently from it, air sweet with gentle promise of complete, eternal peace. Most turn back lovingly before reaching fully, carrying its warmth quietly into earthly life. Fear of unknown dissolves completely. Daily existence gains softer, more hopeful, gentle focus. People return, treating life as precious, temporary, gentle visit, loving more openly, completely, wasting less time on trivial worries or distractions. Tonight, let that welcoming horizon glow softly within your inner, quiet vision. Feel its tender, patient call reaching across gentle distance. No home waits warmly, eternally ready, receive you deepest joy time comes. Let gentle glow illuminate dreams, completely drift safest, most peaceful sleep. Feel this profound gift quietly and completely. Being accepted exactly as you are right now. Every part seen clearly, every story known fully, every piece loved without condition or need for change. When recovering addict, Thomas reached the light after his overdose crisis left him clinically gone for minutes. Shame rose first like dark, familiar waves threatening to pull him under. Then acceptance poured in completely and instantly. Presence knew every low point, every lie told, every hurt caused, he shared quietly in meetings afterward, and loved me more fiercely, not less at all. No fixing or earning required, just perfect immediate welcome home, exactly as he was. He wept from relief of finally being enough in that moment. A perfectionist mother named Julia felt every perceived failure as parent known completely and gently. But the love said softly, "You are whole beautiful," she whispered to therapist through tears relief. Effort stumbles, all cherished, part perfect me. Deceased father's light added familiar tenderness, childhood hugs. Many experience complete opposite earthly judgment. One man felt hidden truths, identity celebrated rather condemned. Another carried lifelong regrets dissolved instantly, understanding necessary gentle steps. Children feel purely beautifully. Little Sam beamed parents. Light said, could even make messes get mad. Stopped trying impossibly hard, perfect. Acceptance, active healing, wounds, close, naturally without force. Deep self-worth blooms within like flowers opening sun. People return profoundly gentler themselves, others offering grace freely, daring authentic living without fear, rejection. Tonight, let complete acceptance begin holding softly. Feel gentle light seeing every part you, loving without reservation. Enough beautiful whole exactly are. Rest deeply cherished, perfect embrace. Picture oceans, calm, crystal clear water stretching endlessly, holding perfect gentleness, washing away every trace, earthly storm completely. When retired teacher Martha reached light after nearly drowning vacation, stood edge endless sea shimmering soft inner light. Water clearer any tropical bay visited, recalled softly family, eyes distant memory. Sea down forever, no darkness, only gentle glow, tiny sparks dancing like living diamonds within. Waded slowly, waves lapping ankles, warmth seeping straight bones, tired years, standing classrooms. Every step deeper brought waves, profound calm washing through, carrying away decades worry students, grown children, quiet loneliness, losing partner. Fisherman Antonio, pulled unconscious, rough seas, boat capsized, stood same peaceful shore. Spent life battling angry waves, said quietly, wife, happy tears. These moved slow kind, reflecting sky, full colors beyond naming. Soft roses, melting golds, breathing gently. Floated back, completely supported. No need, tread fight currents. Schools, luminous fish, swam beneath peaceful patterns, scales, flashing messages, companionship, rather danger. Many immerse fully, completely. One exhausted caregiver let water rise shoulders, burdens sliding away gently, sand open fingers. Tasted faintly sweet-cupped, whispered support groups, like drinking pure perfect calm. Another grieving brother dove deep, found siblings swimming joyfully, gentle currents, both laughing light fish, swirled celebration. Children play without fear whatsoever. Little Sophia told parents wide-eyed pool accident. Big pretty ocean, no deep scary parts. Just shiny water, breathe easy, swim forever. Played dolphins, pure light, surfacing, giggling hair, perfectly dry. Ocean feels deeply personal, attuned. One man found areas waves, replayed happiest memories. Splashing children beaches, quiet sunsets, partner. Each crest bringing fresh waves, joy. Another saw future moments, profound peace, reflected softly, surface. No cold shocks, strong undertows, just eternal gentle rhythm, perfect temperature, perfect depth, complete safety. Some sit smooth rocks, letting waves kiss feet tenderly. Others float timelessly, watching light dance within depths. People return carrying deep ocean calm daily life. Anxiety attacks lessen dramatically. Simple water sounds soothe instantly. Visit real beaches more often, standing water's edge, feeling faint connection. Greater eternal sea, waiting patiently. Tonight, picture standing. Peaceful shore, endless calm. Feel warm crystal waves touch feet tenderly, inviting deeper without pressure. Let ocean perfect calm rise gently around, holding every part completely. Breathe profound serenity. Let carry weightlessly into softest, most deeply restorative sleep ever known. Imagine drifting back into childhood memories, not as fleeting glimpses, but as fully alive experiences you can step into completely, surrounded by gentle light that makes every detail feel fresh, safe, and profoundly healing. When practical accountant Robert reached the light after his unexpected heart event at his desk, he suddenly found himself in his grandmother's cozy kitchen at age 7, the comforting smell of fresh bread baking filling the air, exactly as those cherished Saturday mornings. Sunlight slanted through familiar lace curtains, dust motes dancing lazily in beams. This time, he shared quietly with his wife in recovery, voice thick with emotion she'd rarely heard, I felt everything deeper. The absolute safety of her humming softly by the stove, the way she wiped flour on her apron before pulling me close for a hug. He helped stir the batter again, tasting raw dough from the wooden spoon when she pretended to scold him with that loving smile he'd forgotten brought such warmth. Every sense was vividly perfect, no rush to finish or leave for afternoon chores. A dedicated mother named Claire revisited endless summer evenings catching fireflies with neighborhood children. We ran barefoot through grass, still holding day's warmth, she whispered to her own grown children, visiting the hospital, eyes shining with remembered wonder. Jars glowing softly on porches, parents calling names gently as stars appeared one by one. She felt the pure, uncomplicated joy of those nights, complete absence of worry about future responsibilities or grown-up burdens. Her father, gone 15 years, sat on the front steps watching with the same quiet pride, communicating silently how those simple evenings had shaped her capacity for finding happiness in ordinary moments, many relive moments gently transformed by loving perspective. One woman returned to a lonely childhood holiday but felt only the extraordinary warmth of her mother's quiet sacrifices magnified, fear replaced by deep gratitude for love shown through hardship. Children immerse with pure delight. 9-year-old Miguel told his parents wide-eyed after revival, I played in my old tree house forever. Dad was young again, building higher levels without work calling him away. He stopped rushing through daily play, savoring moments more deeply. Memories feel carefully chosen for healing and renewal, building snow forts that never melted under gentle winter sun, family road trips, singing off-key to favorite radio songs, ice cream dripping down cones on hot pavement during county fairs. Colors appear brighter and more vivid, laughter rings clearer and longer, simple pleasures become profound gifts of connection. No sadness or regret taints them, only deep appreciation for foundations quietly built, resilience learned through small adventures, wonder nurtured in ordinary days, capacity for love expanded through shared joy. People return cherishing present moments with renewed intensity. They put phones down during family dinners without thinking, play longer on floors with grandchildren, notice small beauties again, fireflies blinking in summer dusk, fresh-baked scents wafting from kitchens, warm grass under bare feet on perfect evenings. Life slows beautifully, ordinary days glowing with remembered magic that was always there waiting to be seen. Tonight, let a cherished childhood memory rise gently within your quiet mind. Step fully into it, feel the textures against skin, smell familiar scents, hear laughter echoing softly. Let pure, uncomplicated joy fill every part of you completely, reminding you those moments live eternally in light, ready to hold and heal you whenever you need their gentle embrace. Imagine hearing a loving voice speaking your name with such profound tenderness it feels like finally returning home after the longest, weariest journey, every syllable wrapped in infinite care and recognition. When firefighter Carlos reached the light after being trapped in the burning building, a voice spoke inside him, warm and clear as dawn breaking over calm water. "Carlos, my brave one," it said gently, "you are safe now, deeply known and cherished beyond all measure." The tone carried his mother's gentle lullabies from childhood nights, his first captain's proud encouragement during training, something vast and ancient, all woven together perfectly into one familiar yet greater presence. It knew every dangerous call answered, every private doubt about worthiness, every quiet act of kindness shown to frightened victims and young rookies alike. A young artist named Lena heard it after her crisis, left her clinically gone for precious minutes. "Lena, dear heart," it welcomed softly, "rest here a while in perfect peace." It felt like every encouraging teacher who'd seen her talent, every friend who'd believed in her vision, multiplied infinitely into complete understanding. When fears about her creative worth rose unbidden, the voice soothed gently. "You are creating exactly what the world needs in its own time. Trust your unique light." Many recognize loved ones' familiar tones within the greater voice. One widow heard her husband's affectionate nickname, spoken with the same gentle tease that always made her smile through tears. Another man caught his grandfather's distinctive warmth, saying the childhood pet name only he ever used. Children hear it with pure, absolute trust. Little Sophie told her father with shining certainty, "A nice voice knew my whole long name and said I'm special forever, no matter what happens." She fell asleep easier after that, nightmares fading completely. The voice adjusts perfectly, volume always gentle and comforting, pace unhurried and patient. It communicates far beyond ordinary words, feelings of deep intrinsic worth, complete forgiveness for every perceived shortcoming, gentle encouragement flowing directly into the heart itself. Some ask life's biggest lingering questions and receive answers as complete, compassionate knowing wrapped lovingly in that familiar tone. It often delivers the "not yet" message with deepest affection possible. Go back, dear one, more beauty to paint, more lives to touch, more love waiting to express through you. Making earthly return feel like continuing a beloved, meaningful story rather than unwanted interruption. People return comforted profoundly in ordinary silence, hearing inner guidance clearer than ever before. Harsh self-talk softens naturally into kinder inner dialogue. They begin speaking to themselves with the same profound tenderness received. Tonight, quiet your mind completely and listen deeply within your heart. Let that loving voice begin speaking your name, tenderly, reaching every hidden corner gently. Feel its warmth, acknowledge and cherish you exactly as you are right now. Let home's gentle call lull you completely into the safest, most peaceful sleep imaginable. Feel this beautiful moment when every worry simply releases completely, floating gently away like autumn leaves, carried on a quiet, steady stream, leaving you profoundly light and free. When nurse practitioner Grace reached the light after total exhaustion, finally collapsed her body in the hospital corridor, worries rose first, like familiar shadows, threatening to pull her under. Then gentle release came like the softest exhale after holding breath too long. They just lifted away completely, she described softly to colleagues gathered around her bed. Not dismissed or minimized, truly seen and understood as unnecessary weight I'd carried far too long. Bills threatening stability, deep health fears for aging parents, sharp regrets over moments she'd been short-tempered with her own children, all dissolved gently in waves of warm, complete understanding. Laughter bubbled up unexpectedly from the sudden, profound freedom filling every empty space. A father named Daniel, long drowning in work stress and mounting financial pressure, felt the same profound letting go. Deadlines keeping me awake nights, money worries tightening my chest constantly, deep guilt over time missed with my daughter, gone completely, he said quietly to his wife, hands opening in gentle demonstration. I saw them clearly for what they truly were, but from a place where only love remained eternally important. His daughter's laughing face came vividly to mind, and he knew returning meant showing up fully present from that moment forward. Many watch worries transform gently before their inner eyes. Dark, heavy clouds of fear become soft wisps of light drifting peacefully upward. Stones carried long in the chest turn to feathers floating away on gentle breeze. Some see them carried downstream completely by the river of light, or dissolved instantly in crystal clear ocean waters. Children let go most easily and beautifully. 7-year-old Ava told her mother with simple wonder and relief. All the scary thoughts went away like soap bubbles popping, one by one, until none left anywhere. Her nighttime fears stopped completely after that experience. The surrender always feels deeply invited and completely safe, never forced or rushed in any way. Any lingering resistance melts naturally and completely in the presence of overwhelming love and perfect understanding. People realize worries were temporary stories they'd told themselves repeatedly, not eternal, unchanging truths. People return profoundly lighter in both spirit and body. Chronic overthinking quiets down noticeably and peacefully. Insomnia that plagued nights eases into deep, truly restorative sleep. They begin prioritizing genuine human connection over endless tasks naturally, forgiving themselves and others much faster and more completely, finding laughter and joy return more easily to daily life. Tonight, silently name your own worries one by one if you wish to release them. Feel them lifting gently and completely from your shoulders, your chest, your mind. Watch as they dissolve entirely into surrounding soft light. Let peaceful surrender hold you completely unburdened and free. Rest deeply in the beautiful eternal truth that all is and always has been truly well. Imagine rising gently into a vast sky where stars sing in perfect harmony, their voices blending into celestial music that vibrates profound peace through every part of your being. When dedicated stargazer Elena reached the light, after her severe allergic reaction closed her throat completely, ordinary darkness gave way to a night sky unlike any she'd studied through telescopes for decades. The stars weren't distant cold points, she whispered in absolute wonder to her astronomy club friends visiting recovery, but living orbs of light, each one singing its own clear, pure note with perfect clarity. Together they formed chords of profound peace and joy that vibrated through her entire essence, like she had become part of the cosmic orchestra itself. Constellations shifted slowly in graceful, eternal dance patterns, notes rising and falling, like the gentle breathing of the universe in perfect rhythm. A night shift factory worker named Jamal, who'd never paid much attention to stars, saw the same magnificent display after collapsing from exhaustion on the job. There were millions upon millions, he said quietly to his family, around the hospital bed, but no cold, empty darkness between them, only beautiful connection. Each star contributed its unique voice to one huge, perfectly harmonious choir, singing love directly into his heart and soul without need for translation. He recognized faint melodies from his mother's childhood lullabies, woven beautifully through the greater symphony, personalized yet completely universal in their comfort. Many float peacefully among the singing stars. One woman reached out gently and touched a nearby star. Its song temporarily became her own heartbeat, syncing perfectly in harmony. Another saw deceased loved ones appearing as bright nearby stars, adding their familiar gentle voices to the celestial chorus with perfect blending. Children hear it with pure, unfiltered delight. Little Lucas told his parents excitedly for weeks, the stars were singing happy birthday to everyone forever and ever, and it made my whole body feel warm. He hummed entirely new melodies constantly, tunes no one in the family recognized. The music contains absolutely no discord, only perfect layers upon layers of harmony that heal deeply, uplift completely, and connect everything beautifully. Some see beautiful colors pulsing gently with each rising and falling note. Others feel cherished memories illuminated softly and transformed by the star song into pure light. The volume is always perfectly attuned and comforting, never overwhelming or demanding attention, always soothing rather than stimulating in any way. Many weep quietly from the sheer depth and beauty of it all. People return loving quiet nights more deeply than before, pausing often to stargaze with fresh awe and wonder, finding profound comfort under real night skies that now feel like faint, beautiful echoes of something infinitely greater, waiting patiently. Tonight, imagine yourself rising gently and peacefully into that singing, starry sky. Feel the harmonious notes wrap around you completely and tenderly, vibrating profound peace through every cell of your being. Let the celestial choir lull you tenderly and completely into the deepest, most harmonious, and truly restorative sleep you've ever known. People return noticing real breezes more deeply, pausing feel subtle comfort wind against skin, sensing faint echoes greater loving breath. Tonight, feel soft breeze beginning now, warm, fragrant, alive, pure love. Let touch face tenderly, flow through hair, enter lungs every breath. Feel carrying tension away completely, filling space's deepest tenderness, rest, cradled gently in love's eternal wind. Picture quiet lake reflecting infinite stars, still deep, holding entire cosmos in mirror calm surface like perfect promise of peace. When night nurse Elena reached light after collapsing exhaustion, stood edge vast lake, more still than glass. Stars above weren't just reflected, whispered wonder colleagues. Lived within water too, billions tiny lights shimmering below brightly above. No boundary, sky, lake. Felt part one, infinite whole. Husband sat nearby, smooth stones, skipping light bits, creating gentle ripples, pure joy, spreading outward. Fisherman Luis saw same lake after nearly drowning. Glowed softly within, said quietly family. Every star twin below, connected silver threads. Waded slowly, water warm, weightless, old sorrows sinking, dissolving completely. Many sit, float peacefully upon it. One woman lay back watching constellations form personal messages, soft, glowing reflections. Another saw loved ones waving happily starry boats, inviting gentle approach, calm surface. Children, splash carefully first. Little Noah told mother excitedly. Lake showed stars close enough touch, they tickled when did. Gazed real night skies, new wonder, pointing constellations old friends. Lake often mirrors more than stars. Cherished memories appear, soft glowing images needed. Possible futures, hope, love, deeper truths, connection. Surface heals contact, calming restless thoughts, soothing weary hearts profoundly. No waves rise unless gently invited, perfect stillness reflecting perfect inner peace. Some drink taste pure clarity renewal. People return loving quiet water more deeply, finding meditation easier near lakes, even bathtubs, sensing faint connection, greater cosmic mirror waiting beyond. Tonight approach own quiet lake within imagination. See infinite stars above below, feel gentle oneness completely. Let still surface reflect own inner light back, whole beautiful. Rest gazing eternal depths, peaceful restorative sleep comes softly. Imagine discovering life's gentle purpose, not demanding mission but soft revelation making every moment lived glow with quiet beautiful meaning. When retired mechanic Harold reached light after quiet heart event, loving presence guided sea life vast tapestry, woven threads light. Saw big events? Shared later grandson, voice rough emotion. Brighter ordinary days, fixing neighbors' cars free, teaching you listen engine story, staying late, help single mums tight budgets. Each act shone warmly, showing ripples never imagined. Kids growing confident, reliable transportation, families staying together hard times, small kindnesses paid forward touching countless lives. Presence conveyed gently steady, quiet reliability, anchored many without fanfare. Young writer Sophia saw purpose bloom like light, countless pages. Doubted every story wrote, whispered writing group, felt too small matter. But there, witnessed readers finding comfort words darkest nights. One woman, surviving profound grief character showed path through pain, teenager choosing hope, relating flawed resilient heroes. Presence revealed, gift holding space, others healing through honest stories. No grand fame required, just faithful creation heart. Sophia returned writing daily, renewed joy. Many discover purpose, woven everyday living. Stay-at-home father saw gentle presence, shaping children's empathy, kindness. Janitor witnessed quiet dignity, uplifted weary hospital nights, patients, staff alike. Purpose always fits perfectly, never too large achieve, never too small matter, deeply. Children understand simply beautifully. 8-year-old Liam told parents, shining eyes, saw why here, to make people laugh, help lost bugs find way home safely. Became child rescuing insects gently, cheering sad classmates naturally. Revelation comes wrapped deep, pride, encouragement. Some see future glimpses, current struggles, serving greater growth. Others feel past hardships, perfect preparation, quiet service ahead. People return profoundly aligned in a calling. Old dreams shift gently, make room. New emerge naturally. Worry far less external measures success. Trust daily steps more completely. Life feels deeply sacred, rather random, meaningless. Tonight let own gentle purpose begin glowing softly within. Feel tender light touching every memory made, revealing hidden threads, beautiful meaning. You exactly where need be, living exactly, matters most. Rest deeply, quiet loving assurance. Sleep comes peacefully. Imagine the calm assurance that life continues beautifully in love, a profound, gentle knowing that death is simply the softest doorway back to greater light and deeper eternal connection. When Evelyn, a widow who'd spent quiet years gently grieving her husband's sudden passing long ago, reached the light after her own peaceful end, at home surrounded by familiar things, complete understanding settled over her like the softest, warm blanket on a winter night. There was no lingering question unanswered, she shared through gentle messages her daughter recorded from her final lucid days, voice steady with quiet, profound joy. I knew deeply in my very essence that consciousness goes on eternally, brighter and freer than anything felt in the body during earthly years. She saw loved ones waiting radiant and completely whole, felt her own spirit untouched by age or earthly illness. The assurance wasn't mere belief. It was direct, beautiful experience, like remembering a truth always carried, but temporarily gently forgotten during the earthly journey. A doctor named Paul, who'd spent his career gently as a skeptic, dismissing patients' stories of light and peace, at bedsides felt the same unshakable, beautiful certainty after his heart attack left him briefly gone. I'd offered empty medical comforts for years, he admitted quietly to colleagues afterward, with new depth in his voice, but there gently, I saw some of those very patients waiting peacefully and completely whole, no trace of suffering remaining. He returned, speaking honestly and beautifully about what he'd glimpsed, easing fears for the dying in ways his training never quite allowed before. Many describe it as falling gently into a truth beautifully known before birth. One man felt his soul expand beyond all physical limits completely, timeless and profoundly safe. Another woman watched her life from above gently and understood the body as temporary clothing worn for a brief, meaningful, beautiful visit. Children carry the assurance with beautiful, pure innocence. 6-year-old Ava told her parents matter-of-factly after her revival gently, "When bodies get tired and rest, we go to the happy light and keep loving everyone completely. We're never really gone away." Her fear of the dark vanished completely. She slept peacefully under blankets printed with gentle stars. The assurance removes every trace of terror around death beautifully and completely. No void or harsh judgment awaiting, just gentle, loving continuation in boundless light. Earthly life appears as a precious but brief beautiful school, passing over as joyful, gentle graduation to deeper existence. People return profoundly unafraid of aging or gentle loss, grieving with hope rather than despair, sad for temporary separation, yet certain of beautiful reunion. They live more fully in each gentle moment, love more openly without holding back, waste no precious time on fear or regret. Tonight, let this calm, beautiful assurance settle around you like the softest, warm blanket. Feel gentle truth breathing within your chest completely. Life continues eternally in love. Your essence is safe, cherished, boundless. Rest completely in this quiet, unshakable knowing as peaceful sleep holds you tenderly. Picture meeting figures of soft, angelic light, beings of pure, gentle compassion, who feel both ancient and intimately familiar. Like quiet guardians, your soul has always gently known deep within. When Nurse Tara flatlined after collapsing from exhaustion in the corridor during her endless shift, 3 figures appeared gradually in the gentle glow surrounding her completely. They were tall and graceful, outlined in living light, she described quietly to her stunned colleagues the next day over coffee. No cartoon wings, just presence that felt like wings of light, enfolding everything with complete safety and profound peace. Their gaze held infinite gentle compassion. She felt every heroic shift, worked and private moment of doubt, seen with deep pride rather than any judgment at all. One placed a hand of pure warmth on her chest gently, easing trauma carried from years, witnessing human suffering in beautiful waves that left her profoundly renewed and whole. A grieving father named Luis met a single angelic figure after complications from surgery nearly took him completely. It felt beyond gender, yet deeply comforting and familiar, Luis whispered to his wife, through tears of beautiful relief. Radiance, soft as moonlight on calm water. eyes holding every tear I'd cried for our son lost young. The being cradled Luis's spirit tenderly and completely, communicating without words. Your child is whole, joyful, surrounded by love greater than earthly imagination could hold beautifully. Luis felt his baby's light nestled safely within the greater glow, growing happily in perfect eternal peace. Many recognize these figures as lifelong gentle guardians, known from quiet moments of grace or childhood dreams offering profound comfort. One woman instantly knew hers as the presence that had steadied her gently through early profound losses. Another man felt the same steady light that had guided him beautifully through darkest deployments and quiet homecomings. Children described them with trusting pure joy and wonder. Little Eli drew detailed pictures showing tall, shiny friends who sang quiet, beautiful songs and promised I'd see Grandpa again soon. They knew my favorite toy truck completely, he added seriously to his teacher. The figures approach carefully and slowly always, their light adjusting perfectly to comfort rather than overwhelm in any way. Communication flows heart to heart completely and beautifully, deep reassurance, profound healing, gentle guidance, exactly tailored to what the soul needs most. Some show glimpses of help arriving soon in earthly life gently. Others simply hold sacred space for grief to release fully and peacefully. People return, sensing these beings remain gently near in daily life completely. Prayer transforms into direct, quiet conversation with old, familiar friends. Fear lessens dramatically and beautifully. Subtle guidance arrives through clearer intuition than ever before. Tonight, feel soft, radiant beings drawing gently close around you now completely. Let their tender radiance touch your brow softly, your heart completely, your weary places with perfect care. Feel ancient wings of light enfolding you protectively and lovingly. You are guided, always deeply loved, never truly alone. Rest safely within their gentle glow as peaceful sleep comes completely. Imagine knowing with absolute gentle peace that love never ends, that every bond continues stronger and deeper beyond the veil, growing beautifully rather than diminishing in any way. When Widower Henry met his wife in the light after his fall down the stairs left him briefly gone, he felt their 40 years together intensify into something boundless and eternal. Our love was beautiful on earth completely, he said quietly to his children, gathered around his hospital bed with shining eyes. But here it's pure, no distractions from aging bodies or daily earthly struggles, just complete union of souls forever. They merged awareness briefly and beautifully, feeling each other's joys and sorrows as shared eternal treasure completely. Separation dissolved entirely. Only endless beautiful connection remained. A daughter named Lily embraced her mother lost to long illness, gently. Mom's love felt bigger than the sky completely. Lily smiled through tears, telling her siblings softly, like our hearts grew until they completely overlapped beautifully. Every childhood memory glowed warmer in that embrace. Future support and guidance promised silently across any distance. Many witnessed love's unbreakable, beautiful continuity. One man saw threads of light connecting him eternally to family, friends, even brief encounters that touched his life deeply. Another woman felt love from ancestors she'd never met, flowing forward through her bloodline to descendants, yet unborn gently. Children understand it with pure, beautiful hearts. Little Ethan told his father confidently and gently, "Grandpa's love didn't stop when he went to heaven. It's just huger now, like it grew wings completely." He waved at empty air sometimes, insisting Grandpa waved back with a big, gentle smile. The knowledge heals grief at its root completely and beautifully. Goodbyes transform into gentle, see you later moments forever. Love isn't lost or diminished, it expands infinitely and beautifully. Distance becomes meaningless, gentle illusion. Separation, impossible completely. People return cherishing earthly relationships with fierce, beautiful tenderness. Petty arguments seem pointless completely in eternity's light. Forgiveness flows easily and beautifully. They speak love openly without hesitation, waste no time on resentment or unspoken words, hold loved ones longer with complete presence. Tonight, feel every love you've ever known gathering around you, brighter, stronger, endless in its gentle reach. Let heart threads of light connect you eternally to those you cherish most completely. Love never ends, it only grows deeper and more beautiful forever. Rest deeply in this boundless, eternal, gentle embrace. Picture resting in a golden field under an eternal sunset, stretching endlessly in warm light that feels like the universe's gentle goodnight kiss, promising countless beautiful tomorrows forever. When Nurse Clara reached the light after her impossibly long shift, left her body exhausted beyond measure, she stepped into a vast field of waist-high grass, glowing soft gold from deep within. The sun hung low on the horizon, but never dipped below completely. She recalled softly to her stunned family gathered close, warm light bathing everything without harsh heat or glare at all. The grass swayed gently in a breeze carrying faint, harmonious, beautiful music, each blade tipped with tiny sparkles that caught the eternal sunset colors perfectly. Her patients who'd passed under her care waited in the distance, radiant and completely peaceful, waving welcome with smiles that said, "Thank you," in ways words never quite could. A farmer named Elias walked barefoot through the same field after his tractor accident left him briefly gone. "Better than any harvest sunset I'd watched from my porch over decades," he said, quietly to his wife, through happy, gentle tears. Colors deeper than anything. Oranges melting slowly into roses beautifully, golds breathing like living things gently. The air smelled like fresh bread, baking and summer rain on good soil completely. He lay down and felt the earth cradle him perfectly and tenderly, every lifelong ache from hard labor gone completely and beautifully. Many wander or rest peacefully there completely. One woman danced slowly alone as grass brushed her hands like loving fingers, whispering gentle encouragement. Another sat quietly with childhood friends long gone, watching colors shift in perfect, endless harmony across the beautiful sky. Children run joyfully through it completely. 9-year-old Sophia told her parents excitedly and beautifully, "The forever sunset field had the prettiest sky ever, and we could play till sleepy without any dark coming at all." She asked constantly for golden crayons to capture what she'd seen gently. The light feels alive with gentle, beautiful love, caressing skin softly and completely, soothing tired eyes tenderly, filling lungs with pure, profound peace. No hurry for night to fall ever. The sunset lingers eternally and beautifully, promising countless equally beautiful tomorrows forever. People return appreciating real sunsets more deeply and completely, pausing on porches or in fields to watch gently, feeling faint, beautiful echoes of that greater, eternal light waiting patiently beyond. Tonight, step gently into your own golden field completely. Feel warm, eternal sunset light touching your face tenderly and fully, soft grass beneath your feet perfectly. Let endless beauty hold you completely and gently. Rest here as long as you wish, cradled in forever's tender, loving glow beautifully. Picture hearing the laughter of joyful souls, light and free, echoing gently through the light like the happiest sound your heart has ever known completely. When Teacher Michael reached the light after his climbing accident left him briefly gone, the first thing that reached him was this cascade of pure laughter, bright, infectious, coming from every direction, gently. It wasn't loud or mocking at all, he shared softly with his climbing partner during recovery. More like standing in a sunlit meadow where old friends share the best story ever beautifully. He turned and saw groups of radiant beings gathered in loose circles, some faces instantly familiar. His college roommate lost to illness, his grandmother with her familiar gentle twinkle, others strangers yet somehow deeply known completely. Their laughter rose and fell in perfect, gentle waves, washing through him and dissolving every trace of pain from the fall beautifully. His grandfather stood in the center of one group, eyes crinkling with old mischief, waving him over, just like calling him to Sunday dinner with that familiar warmth. A nurse named Angela heard the same joyful, beautiful sound after coding in her ER completely. Patients I'd lost were there gently, she whispered to colleagues through happy tears, laughing together like they'd never known sickness a day. One little girl she'd held through final moments ran up, giggling completely, wrapping tiny arms around her legs before darting back, her peals of joy trailing like silver bells beautifully. Angela joined them gently, finding herself laughing too, deep belly laughs she hadn't made since nursing school completely, every grief carried from hard nights lifting beautifully and fully. Many describe the laughter as multidimensional, healing on contact completely, entering the heart directly and beautifully. One veteran heard comrades sharing old jokes gently, voices strong and young again, inviting him until tears of release flowed completely. Another woman joined a circle where laughter built until she rose higher, gently, completely unburdened beautifully. Children bring purest, beautiful accounts. 7-year-old Lily giggled for days after revival gently. Everyone laughed the happiest laughs, like best birthday party, but forever completely. She said Grandpa told funny stories making light birds dance beautifully. The laughter isn't forced, always warm, inclusive, drawing you in gently and completely. Some recognize loved ones by unique laugh, first completely. It accompanies reunions gently, turning tears to smiles instantly and beautifully. People return lighter completely, quicker to laugh daily gently, finding joy in small things again beautifully. Seriousness softens gently, playfulness returns completely. Tonight, let that gentle laughter begin reaching you completely. Hear it faintly, gently, growing warmer, invitingly. Feel your heart lighten in response beautifully. Join the joyful souls quietly within completely. Smile, laugh softly if it comes gently. Rest cradled in endless, beautiful delight. Imagine the soft touch of invisible loving hands, reaching gently to comfort you exactly where you need it most, conveying care deeper than any physical embrace could ever reach. When Laura reached the light after nearly bleeding out following surgery completely, the first sensation beyond the pain was hands, warm, unseen, yet completely real, cupping her face tenderly and smoothing her hair back from her forehead gently. I knew instantly I wasn't alone at all, she whispered later to her husband, through quiet tears of profound relief. They stroked my back the way my mother did when fever nightmares woke me as a child completely. But this touch reached every frightened, exhausted place inside deeply. No bodies were attached, just pure loving presence expressed through gentle contact completely. The hands guided her forward slowly and beautifully, easing panic until only profound peace remained completely. One rested lightly over her heart, and decades of worry about raising her children alone melted away in gentle waves of reassurance completely. A veteran named James, fading on the battlefield years ago before rescue arrived, felt strong yet infinitely tender hands lift him carefully and completely. They held pressure where wounds bled, he shared quietly in therapy sessions long after. but also held my soul steady when terror threatened to overwhelm completely. His deceased comrade seemed woven gently into the touch, adding familiar brotherly reassurance to the greater, universal one beautifully. Many describe endless, beautiful variations of this loving contact, healing hands placed on aching hearts that have carried too much grief completely, cradling weary spirits exhausted from life's battles gently, resting lightly on shoulders heavy with unspoken burdens beautifully. One woman felt tiny hands nestled in hers completely, like those of her miscarried babies grown into light, communicating perfect safety and joy gently. Another man felt a hand on his forehead cooling decades of burning anger until only quiet acceptance remained completely. Children feel it with pure trust and beautiful delight. Little Jacob told his father wide-eyed after revival gently. Invisible nice hands pulled me up from the cold water and hugged me super tight until I wasn't scared anymore completely. He slept, cuddled with his favorite blanket afterward, smiling beautifully in his dreams. The touch is never intrusive or startling, always perfectly attuned completely, asking silent permission before deepening gently. Some feel it massaging away every trace of earthly pain beautifully, others simply holding sacred space until they're ready to move further into light completely. It often accompanies the gentle, not yet message beautifully, turning them back with one final reassuring stroke across the brow or squeeze of the hand completely. People return profoundly more tactile in daily life beautifully, hugging loved ones longer without self-consciousness completely, touching a friend's arm during deep conversations gently, offering comfort through simple, steady presence beautifully. They begin to feel subtle touches in quiet moments afterward, perhaps a warm hand on the shoulder during grief completely, or gentle pressure on the back guiding a difficult decision beautifully. Tonight, let those invisible loving hands begin reaching you softly and completely. Feel warm tenderness on your brow gently, your shoulder completely, your heart, exactly where you need comfort most beautifully. Let them smooth away every tension completely, hold you securely in boundless care gently. You are touched by love itself, always and completely. Rest deeply in caring hands that never let go beautifully. Picture glimpses of hopeful moments yet to come, gentle previews offered with loving care that fill your heart with quiet certainty and joyful anticipation for the beautiful path ahead. When young Mother Emma reached the light after severe complications in childbirth left her briefly gone, her deceased grandmother appeared first, gently, taking her hand with that familiar gentle squeeze from childhood visits. "Let me show you something beautiful completely," her grandma said softly inside her mind, and scenes unfolded gently. Not rigid predictions, but warm emotional essences of future joy completely. Emma saw her newborn babies grown into kind, laughing children surrounded by light she recognized as love gently. She felt the profound warmth of hugging future grandchildren completely, the deep pride of watching her daughters choose partners who cherished them beautifully. No specific dates or forced details, just the pure feeling of hope fulfilled gently, love growing deeper through years completely. Her grandmother smiled knowingly and beautifully, communicating silently. "Keep going gently, dear one. It's all worth every beautiful moment." A man named Jordan, in crisis after years of addiction, saw himself older and steady completely, guiding others through similar darkness with quiet wisdom earned from his own gentle journey. "I'd felt my life completely pointless," he shared, quietly in recovery meetings afterward. "But those gentle glimpses showed people I'd helped stay clean beautifully. Families reunited because I'd shared my story honestly and completely." The gentle previews gave him strength to fight harder for return beautifully, Many received deeply personal, beautiful visions, careers finally blooming after long, gentle struggle, reconciliations with estranged family members, unfolding naturally over time completely, simple joys like quiet evenings with loved ones, grown deeper through shared years beautifully. One woman saw strained sibling ties mending gently through small, consistent kindnesses completely. Another man watched himself old and content gently, surrounded by light of relationships, nurtured patiently and beautifully. Children see them with innocent, beautiful clarity. 8-year-old Noah told his parents excitedly and gently, "I saw me big with my own dog and everyone happy around a big table, completely." He stopped worrying about growing up after that gently, trusting good things waited patiently. The glimpses are never guarantees or demands, just hopeful, beautiful potentials offered lovingly, completely, always focusing on love's quiet triumphs rather than material success, gently. Some see their own positive influence rippling forward through small daily choices completely. People return motivated yet deeply, patient gently. Hard days feel temporary rather than defining completely. Hope becomes a steady, gentle companion. They begin making choices aligned with those gentle futures, speaking kinder words today beautifully, nurturing important relationships now completely, trusting the path even when unclear gently. Tonight, let soft scenes of hope begin glowing warmly within your heart completely. Feel future joy touching you gently now, loved ones near, and laughing beautifully, purpose unfolding naturally, completely, peace deepening with time, gently. Trust the beautiful possibilities waiting patiently ahead, completely. Rest held completely in hope's quiet, loving light, beautifully. Imagine sinking into deep rest of perfect understanding, where every question quiets completely and your soul finally exhales into profound, renewing peace beautifully. When long-time seeker Samuel reached the light after extended illness, left him weak for precious minutes, understanding enveloped him like the softest, warmest blanket pulled over chilled shoulders gently. Everything suddenly clicked into place completely, he said quietly to his gathered family in his final days, beautifully. Not just intellectual facts, deep, lived, knowing that all was exactly as it should be, always had been beautifully. His life's many puzzles, unexpected losses gently, difficult choices beautifully, periods of deep pain completely, revealed themselves as perfect steps in a greater dance he could now see clearly from above, gently. No more exhausting struggle to figure it all out completely. Just complete, soul-deep rest within truth, beautifully. A woman named Maya, who'd spent decades reading spiritual books searching for answers, felt the same profound settling completely. "I'd collected ideas like treasures gently," she whispered to her book club friends beautifully. "But there, understanding flowed directly without any effort at all, completely." Why we're here became clear as love experiencing itself gently. What love truly is revealed as the only reality completely. Where we go after showed as gentle return home beautifully. Doubt dissolved completely. Peace filled every corner she'd kept anxiously questioning gently. Many describe it as coming home to wisdom always carried within but temporarily veiled completely. One man understood suffering's purpose without any bitterness remaining gently. Another woman felt divine love directly and personally completely. No books or teachers as intermediaries, just pure personal connection, filling every longing beautifully. Children rest in it with pure, beautiful simplicity. Little Grace told her mother confidently and gently, "Everything makes sense now, like one big warm hug from God holding all the pieces together perfectly and completely." She stopped asking endless worried questions gently, just smiled more with quiet inner knowing beautifully. The rest isn't mere sleepiness, it's fully alive awareness combined with deepest rejuvenation, completely. Thought slow to perfect, spacious stillness gently. Striving ceases entirely beautifully. Many linger contentedly in that understanding before feeling the gentle call back completely. People return profoundly less restless in both mind and body completely. Meditation deepens effortlessly and beautifully. Chronic inner chatter quiets to spacious peace gently. They explain complicated concepts less often completely. Instead, embody quiet wisdom that others feel without words, spoken gently. Tonight, let perfect understanding begin holding you softly and completely. Feel old questions softening and releasing gently, answers rising gently from within. No rush, no force, required completely. Sink completely into deep soul rest, where all is known, gently, all is well, beautifully, all is held in perfect love, completely. Let this profound exhale carry you into the most renewing peace, completely. Picture a choir of voices singing pure peace, surrounding you completely, with harmony more beautiful and healing than any music you've ever heard on earth, completely. When musician Elena reached the light after her severe allergic reaction, closed her throat completely, and suddenly ordinary silence gave way to voices beginning softly all around her, in every direction, gently. It was peace itself made into sound completely, she described quietly to her orchestra colleagues afterward beautifully. Thousands of voices, yet somehow one unified expression gently, vibrating gently through every part of me, completely. Notes rose and fell, like the universe's own breathing beautifully, each tone carrying pure love directly into her heart, and healing places she'd carried tension without realizing completely. A factory worker named Alex, who'd never considered himself musical, heard it after collapsing from exhaustion on the job completely. Every kind of song that ever comforted me, he said softly to his family around the hospital bed, beautifully. Lullabies from Mama, hymns from church, even old radio tunes from happier times, all lifted higher and woven together perfectly completely. Colors pulsed gently with each note, beautifully. His light body resonated in complete peace for the first time completely. Many float peacefully within the sound itself, completely. One woman felt long-held wounds close gently with each rising note beautifully. Another man recognized loved ones' unique voices, adding personal, familiar melodies to the greater celestial choir with perfect blending completely. Children hum along instinctively and beautifully. 6-year-old Ben told his parents excitedly for weeks completely. Angels sang the prettiest quiet song that made my tummy feel happy and warm completely. He hummed entirely new melodies constantly, tunes no one in the family recognized but everyone loved hearing gently. The choir never overwhelms or demands attention, its volume always perfectly attuned and comforting completely, enveloping yet leaving spacious peace gently. Some hear it accompanying gentle movement through gardens or along rivers of light beautifully. Messages arrive in pure tone, alone gently. You are loved completely. You are home now beautifully. People return humming unexplained fragments of those melodies gently, finding deeper comfort in earthly music completely, singing more freely without self-consciousness beautifully. Tonight, let that choir begin faintly all around you completely. Feel harmonious voices of pure peace rising gently and beautifully, cradling your heart completely. Let each note dissolve lingering tension completely, fill you with boundless love gently. Rest surrounded by eternal song that holds you tenderly and completely. Imagine the gentle return to your body, not as a harsh jolt, but as a loving hand guiding you back with the warmth and peace still wrapped closely around you completely. When firefighter Alex was revived after minutes without pulse, he felt the pull like a dear friend's hand on his shoulder, saying softly and beautifully, "There's more for you here gently." I was deep in light with family completely. He shared quietly, with his crew beautifully. But the voice was kind completely, no disappointment, just proud, gentle encouragement. As he drifted downward gently, the overwhelming love stayed with him beautifully, buffering the shock of cold air, bright lights, beeping machines completely. He opened his eyes to relieved faces and immediately hugged his captain longer than ever beautifully, whispering thanks he couldn't yet fully explain gently. A young mother named Sophia, revived after massive postpartum bleeding completely, described sliding back into her body like easing into warm bath water after exhaustion, gently. "The love didn't leave me at all," she whispered to her partner through tears of gratitude, beautifully. "It followed gently and completely, softening sharp pain, quieting fear about my babies, beautifully." She woke, reaching instinctively for her newborn completely, holding him close with new depth, gently, feeling the light's glow still lingering inside her chest, beautifully. Many feel guided tenderly downward by loving hands or voices, calling their names softly and beautifully. One man saw his body below, gently, then felt warm presence lowering him carefully like placing a sleeping child in bed, completely. Another woman heard her name repeated lovingly until awareness merged back with breath and heartbeat beautifully. Children often return giggling or smiling gently. Little Matteo told his parents beautifully, "The light kissed me goodbye and said see you later. I wasn't scared coming back at all." He woke asking for extra hugs completely, calmer and more affectionate than before gently. The transition feels buffered by lingering love when the call comes completely. Pain returns gradually if at all, gently, eased by memory of perfect peace, beautifully. Some feel a final embrace before full awareness shifts to earthly senses completely. People wake profoundly transformed gently, hugging family tighter without explanation, completely, speaking softer words beautifully, fearing far less about tomorrow gently. Chronic anxiety often eases dramatically completely. Sleep becomes deeper and more restorative beautifully. They carry quiet glow into daily life that others notice without understanding why gently. Tonight, imagine the gentle return carrying you softly into dreams completely. Feel loving light lowering you tenderly into rest beautifully, its glow staying close gently. Let profound peace linger with every breath completely as sleep holds you safely and beautifully.